Everyone. Yeah, my name is Dorothy. I'm an account manager at Bike to Work and TravelHub. So like Ani said, it's basically just a webinar to give you an introduction to the Taxsaver Ticket Scheme and also to kind of promote multimodal commuting. So we'll highlight and explain how to incorporate an active commute by availing of the Bike to Work scheme and the Taxsaver Ticket Scheme. So our focus areas, we've got the options, so multimodal commuting and how there's a solution for every journey. Leisure, getting more from your Taxsaver ticket or your bike and your bike. And then the savings. So the schemes don't only allow you to make significant savings, but you can also save time on your commute and also save the environment. So multimodal commuting. This basically means using various modes of transportation, including walking, cycling, or public transport in a single journey. So it's about combining different ways of getting around for a more efficient and flexible experience. So an example could be maybe if you wanted to cycle to work and you wanted to avail the Bike to Work scheme, but maybe you live too far to actually cycle the whole way in. So an option could be maybe to drive part of the way with your bike. You could put the bike in your car or on a bike rack, park your car, and then you could cycle the last section into work. Or an option could be, excuse me, my voice is going, excuse me. Maybe if you want to take a bus to work, but maybe you live too far away to walk over. An option could be to get a fold-up bike. So you could use the fold-up bike to cycle to a bus stop, fold up the bike and take it on the bus with you, and then take the bus for the rest of the journey into work. Or maybe you might take a train or a Lewis to work and you drive to the station and leave your car there. An option could be to cycle to the train station, lock up your bike there and take the train in. So there's loads of different options. Maybe you're keen on walking, you like walking, but you're too far to walk to work. You could maybe drive part of the way and walk the last 1 or 2K to work. So it's about basically looking at different ways you can incorporate multimodal commuting into your journey to work. So there's lots of options. So we'll start off with rail and bus journeys. So the Taxsaver Ticket Scheme allows you to buy a ticket and there's no limit on the cost of the ticket. You can choose one or multiple transport operators. So there's hundreds of ticket types and you can choose any of them. And you can, whether your ticket costs maybe €1,000 or €5,000, there's no limit, as I said, on the cost. So you can choose from all the public operators. So this includes Irish Rail, Dublin Bus, Bus Éireann and Lewis. And then also the private operators. We work with all of those. So the likes of Ashburn Connect, Wexford Bus, Swords Express, all these private operators are all included through the scheme. And also don't forget that tickets aren't just for commuting. You can also use them in your leisure time. So they can be used in the evenings or the weekends. They're not just for your journey to work. You can use them all week, 7 days a week, all day long. So how to apply for the Taxsaver Ticket Scheme. So step 1, you submit your order by selecting your operator and ticket on our online form. Step 2 is you submit your photo or photo ID if required. And then step 3, following approval, you will receive your ticket. And you don't pay for the ticket up front. The cost is deducted from your salary over a period of 1 to 12 months. So this is just an example of one of our customers. We actually have 2 examples here. We start off with Amina. And we met Amina at one of our on-site events, and she just told us about her experience of multimodal commuting and how well it's working for her. So she commutes from Slane in County Meath to Grant Canal Dock. The distance of this is 60 kilometres. And her modes of transport are a private coach with Collins coaches, and she used the folding bike. So the cost of her ticket, her annual ticket, is €2,450 a year. And that works out at €98 per month. And then her folding bike cost her €1,500. And that works out at €60 per month for her for the first 12 months. So after those 12 months, there's no more payments on her bike. That's all paid up. So her commute time only takes her 1 hour and 15 minutes. Whereas if she used to drive, it would take her 2 hours per trip. So she's saving herself 45 minutes each way into her work. And if she was to take a car instead of taking the bus and cycling, the cost of this would be nearly €11,000 per year. And that works out about €890 per month. So there's a huge saving to her by using multimodal commuting. Next here is Alan. So Alan travels from Dundrum to the city centre, the IFSC there, and the total distance is 7.7 kilometres. So his mode of transport is a cargo bike, and he takes the Lewis. And his ticket costs €1,050 a year for the annual ticket, and then per month that works out at €42. And then his cargo, he spent €3,000 on it. Excuse me. And this works out at €120 per month. And again, it's only for the first 12 months. So after those 12 months, his bike will be paid up and he's no more payments ever to make on the bike. So the total duration of his journey is 60 minutes. Whereas if he was to drive in from like door to door, it would take him 1 hour and 20 minutes. And his car cost will be €10,691 per year. And that works out at €890 per month. So again, it's a huge cost.
Just to explain to people, sorry, I should have put it in there. Alan doesn't take the cargo bike on the Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, he parks up the cargo bike after dropping the kids to crash, and then he carries on the Lewis himself. So I probably should have made that clearer on the slide.
Be a little bit too big.
Yeah.
So here are some sample costings, sample savings. So these are the typical kind of tickets you can purchase. These are the kind of most popular ones that are sold. So we'll take the All Zones Lewis ticket, for example. This costs €1,050 per year. If for someone on the lower tax rate, so someone on an annual income of below €42,000 a year, this will cost them €62 a month. And for someone on the higher tax rate, this will cost them only €42 a month. So savings for flexible working arrangements. So for most employees, if they work 1 to 4, if they make 1 to 4 return trips a week, they'll save with an annual ticket. So this includes social and leisure trips as well as work trips, like I mentioned there before. So even if you used it for 1 trip to work a week, and then you're also using it in the evenings maybe or the weekends, you'd still be making savings. Or even if you're someone who comes to work, uses public transport 2 or 3 times a week, and then you might use it once or twice during the week for leisure trips, you'd still make massive savings. And also there's a new all-inclusive flex ticket that's coming out, that's launching in Q4 this year. So there'll be further savings with that, because that will cost only €960 for the year, and that'll cover the Dublin and Greater Dublin area for that ticket.
And just to explain there, Dorothy, I've just dropped, we did a big amount of research around that idea of the various different journeys, and whether, with hybrid working, whether it was working out to be, to save you money or not. So we did a massive amount of research on the various different types of journeys and different tickets that people would typically buy. And I've dropped that link into the chat facility there for people to go and have a look at. But that's where we came to the conclusion that, that if you're making 1 to 4 return journeys, that there's still savings to be made by having the Taxsaver ticket. And as Dorothy said there, with that new flex ticket coming out, we were at a few events there recently where people were, calculating in their head basically that with this new flex ticket coming out, that they could afford both the folding bike and the flex ticket for, maybe what the price is that they're paying at the moment by just doing top up on a leap card. And that's massive, to be able to do that. And it would change massively your journey and everything and benefits after that in terms of health and well-being as well.
Definitely, yeah. Thanks, Anya. So what people ask, these are the typical questions we see questions asked. So what happens if I lose my leap card? That's fine. You can order a replacement if you visit our website or contact our customer care team, and they'll be able to advise you on how to replace your ticket. What if I change jobs? So there's 2 options. You can either cancel your ticket and get a refund, and the refund will be purchased through your employer, and they'll then forward it on to you. Or if you want to keep the ticket, basically the remaining balance on the ticket will be deducted from your final paycheck. Is there a cutoff date to apply? Yes, the cutoff date for applications is the 10th of each month. So for example, if you wanted to apply for a ticket to commence on the 1st of June, you would need to apply by tomorrow, which is the 10th of May. The only exception is for January tickets. The cutoff date is just brought forward to the 25th of November. And this is because of the Christmas period and with offices being closed, they just bring it forward a little earlier. But the 10th of the month is the cutoff date. How long does it take to process my order? So as I mentioned there, if you apply by the 10th of the month, your ticket will then arrive at your offices with your HR within the last week of that month. You can also place orders for tickets 3 months in advance. So is there any limit on the price of the tickets, on the ticket or combined tickets that I can purchase? No, as I mentioned earlier at the start, there's no limit on the cost. So there's hundreds of ticket types and there's no limit on how much you can spend. What if I already have a Leap card? Do I have to get a new one? For most tickets, you will need to get a new Leap card. There are a small number of providers who allow you to keep your Leap card. But when you actually place your application, you'll be advised there to keep your Leap card. So bike journeys. So through the Bike to Work scheme, you can get a regular bike, electric bike, or a cargo bike. So for regular bikes, these include road bikes, hybrid bike, city bike, or mountain bike. So depending on your preference and your commute to work, you can choose any of those. Then with electric bikes, so these are assist pedelec bikes with a small motor designed to assist with hills and to cover longer distances. Then we've got cargo bikes, and these allow you to carry cargo or heavy loads with ease. So this might be your children, your pets, or your weekly shop. So regular bikes, you can spend up to €1,250 on a regular bike. So city bikes, that's the first one here, city or utility bike. It's got a step-through frame. It's designed for comfort and upright seating position. And these are also available in e-bikes. So these are typically kind of used for shorter distances and with not too many hills. Then we've got the road bike. This is lightweight and aerodynamic design. It's optimized for speed and agility. It's got multiple hand positions with drop handlebars. And this is a fast and efficient option. So maybe if you've got a longer distance to travel. And then we've got the hybrid or the sport bike. This is a cross between a road bike and a mountain bike. Comfortable upright flat handlebars and wide padded saddle for comfort. Then the electric bikes. So you can spend up to €1,500 on an electric bike. So these are designed for riders of all ages, skills and physical abilities. Pedal assist makes it easy to cycle. They have an average speed of 25 kilometers per hour. They have a removable battery, can be on the rear carrier or integrated into the frame. They make it easier to climb hills, and it still improves your health. You still have to pedal, you still have to work, and they're just a little easier than a regular bike with no battery in it. And 53.9% said that they would likely buy an e-bike on their next purchase. So they're very popular. Next, we've got cargo bikes. So you can spend up to €3,000 on a cargo bike. And this is Richard Murphy. He's a friend of Bike to Work and TravelHub. He's very enthusiastic about cargo bikes because he recently got into them about a year ago. He decided to buy one because he wanted to cycle to work, but he also wanted to drop off his child, which you can see there in the first picture, on the school run. So he enjoyed it so much, and his child enjoyed it so much, that they were saving so much time as well instead of driving. They actually decided to get a second cargo bike. So you can see his wife there in the second picture. She's got one, and they absolutely love them. They take them on trips away. You can see them there on the third picture there. They've got on the bike, on the car there. So they use them on their trips, on their holidays, and they go on the greenways around Ireland. So it's a great option. And they've also got rid of their second car. So the massive savings. Next, we've got the folding bikes. So you can travel on the bus or rail with a folding bike. They're available in both regular and electric versions. Easy 3-point fold system. They're portable, so you can take them on the bus or the rail or car journeys. They fold up so small you can put them in your car, either in the front seat or on the back or in the boot. And then you can also use them for cycling the first leg of your journey, take them on the bus or rail, and then when you come off the bus or rail, you can use them then cycle to your workplace. So Bromptons are famous for their compact folded size, and they're available in both steel and lightweight titanium frames. And they're quick and easy storage, so they fold up very quick and easily. And you can see there, they just fold up underneath your desk. So once you get it to work, you can barely even see it there, and it's hidden away. So what your journey by car is costing you. So the average cost of running a car for a year, according to the AA cost of motoring, is €10,691. So motor tax, insurance, fuel, servicing, repairs, NCT, depreciation, and parking alone costs €865 per month. And the 2023 CSO household budget survey showed on average we spend more money per week on transport than we do on food. And then if you multiply that by 2, if you have 2 cars in your driveway, it's a huge expense every year. So if you can get rid of the second one, like Anya has, Anya's a great example of only using 1 car.
Yeah, we actually got rid of the 2 petrol cars, invested in 1 EV car, and I got an electric bike. So that saved us massively as a family, which is great.
Good stuff. So what's included with the bike to work scheme? So a bike and accessories. So as I mentioned, you can spend €1,250 on a push bike, €1,500 on an electric bike, and €3,000 on a cargo bike. And then accessories include helmet, lights, lock, mudguards, carriers, panniers, backpacks, pump, tools, puncture repair kit, and waterproof clothing. Applications can be made once every 4 years, and you can choose from over 400 participating bike shops. And this is an interesting slide here. It gives you a good example of the time you can save by cycling to work instead of driving. So researchers at UCD have concluded that the average person commuting into Dublin city centre can save themselves 86 hours every year by cycling instead of driving. So that's an extra 3 days and 14 hours behind the wheel for drivers. A good example there is Tala. So someone travelling in from Tala to the Dublin city centre, it would take them about 70 minutes to drive. Whereas if they were to cycle, it would only take them 47 minutes to cycle. So that's a difference of 23 minutes on one journey. How to apply for the bike to work scheme. So you select your bike and get a quote. Then you submit your application on the microsite. And then finally, you receive an email voucher that you can use to pick up your new bike. And you can also track your the status of your order through your login as well. So here are some sample savings of the savings you can make on the bike to work scheme. So we'll take the €1,500 one there, for example. If you're on the lower tax rate, so someone on an annual income of below 42,000 a year, they would spend €89 on a €1,500 bike. And someone on the higher tax rate, it would only cost them €60 a month for that bike. So it's huge savings. What people ask us. So these are the typical questions we get asked about the bike to work scheme. Can I buy 2 bikes on the bike to work scheme? Yes, you can. So there could be an example of someone who cycles to a train station or a Lewis station and leaves their bike there, locks it up. They get the Lewis or the train, and then they might need a bike on the other side to cycle the last section to work. So you can get 2 bikes on the scheme. Can I buy a scooter on the scheme? No, scooters aren't allowed on the scheme. It's only pedal bikes. So regular bikes and electric bikes and cargo bikes. I'm a hybrid worker. Do I still qualify for the scheme? Yes, you do. So it doesn't matter whether you go to work once a week or 5 days a week. You can still avail the scheme. And do home-based workers still qualify for the scheme? Yes, they do, because there still might be journeys they might need to make to get to the post office or supplies, work supplies, or they might need to go to their workplace from time to time as well, or there could be costs, and there might be journeys I need to make for work. Can my wife and I combine our allowances to purchase a more expensive cargo bike? Yes, that's no problem. So basically, when you pick your bike in the bike shop, you'll just need to let them know let the sales assistant know that you're going to be using 2 vouchers, 2 bike to works to purchase the bike. And then, is there any limit on the price of the bike I want to buy? No, there isn't any limit. So if you want to go over the amounts that are allowed, for example, an electric bike, you could spend €1,500. If you want to go over that price, you simply pay the balance to the bike shop directly, and then obviously you get the tax savings on the €1,500. So that's it, and that's the end of the presentation. These are our contact details. So that's our phone number there, our website, and then our email. So if you have any queries, we've got our customer support team there, and we're always happy to help and answer any queries you have.